AMD has seen a lot of bullish news in the past few days. I mean, since its 5-day low, the stock is up over 20% at the moment. And there are numerous things happening there. We saw a nice price target increase. We also see a partnership with Meta Platforms and Qualcomm, and we see some new products released. So in today's episode, I want to take a closer look at all those things and just kind of share my overall thoughts on AMD. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button, check out the pinned comment for free Discord, free newsletter, and a lot of great investing links. So let's get started. I do want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and make sure to check out fool.com/Jose to get the top 10 stocks to buy right now. All right, so we can see on Tuesday, AMD closed 8.73% higher. And that is insane, and a lot of bullish news that we're going to take a closer look. But right now, pre-market, the stock is down about 1.8%. We do know Target reported earnings this morning, and unfortunately, the stock is down about 23.7%. So I wonder if kind of this consumer spending that maybe Target might kind of be eluding with kind of these bad reports might be affecting the overall market at the moment. But we do have some great news for AMD. First, we did have an analyst upgrade yesterday by Piper Sandler. They upgrade to overweight from neutral and adjusted their price target to $140 from $98. Remember, AMD right now is sitting at $102. Another interesting report we saw is by TechSpot. They kind of shared the CPU market share, and for those not familiar, AMD is a huge player here in the market share. Their CPUs are being used in your consumer products like laptops, like desktops, and also in kind of server CPUs by data centers, by some of these big data cloud providers. So they kind of mentioned how AMD is doing against this biggest competitor right now, and that is Intel. So if we take a look at overall CPU share right now, AMD this most recent quarter ended with 27.7%. That was up 2.1 percentage points compared to last quarter, and is up over 7 percentage point compared to a year ago. So that's pretty insane. A year ago, it had a little bit less than roughly a fifth of the total market share. Now it has a little bit more than a quarter of total market share. And I think that is pretty insane for AMD. They also talk about the server CPUs, and the server CPUs, this is where the AMD EPYC goes, and Lisa Su has mentioned that this is seeing strong growth. We can see right now they only have about 11.6% of the market, and they grew about 2.7 percentage points year over year. I do want to say, I mentioned that they only have 11.6% because Intel still owns about 88.4% of the market. And I do believe this is where a huge growth opportunity is right now. I mean, AMD is growing at impressive levels. We know why. This company right now still has very little market share compared to what's out there, and their products are pretty strong that we're seeing that kind of increasement. Next, if we take a quick look at desktop CPU, this one's interesting, right? They did grow quarter over quarter. So quarter over quarter, they grew by about 2.1 percentage points, but year over year, they're actually down 1 percentage points. This could be that Intel has kind of really ramped up their research and development, and their new generations of CPUs are very competitive. So something to kind of keep in mind. Now, if we take a quick look at mobile CPUs, these are CPUs used in your laptops and your workstations and stuff like that. AMD is also growing points there, now with 22.5% of the market share, up 0.9% quarter over quarter, up about 4.4% year over year. So huge growth there. But I do want to mention that kind of slow down in the desktop CPU by about 1 percentage point is something, in my opinion, to keep in mind of. Is showing that Intel is not giving up the fight just as easy as many people think. So if you go to AMD's Investor Relations website yesterday on May 17th, they did unload a nice amount of press release on new kind of products that they're doing. First, they kind of, with this Xilinx acquisition, and I do believe this Xilinx acquisition has probably been one of the best moves AMD has done in a long time, and that's that this company has done a lot of great moves. So AMD mentioned that the robotic starter kits are now in production, and you can go kind of purchase them. And for those not familiar, Xilinx is a big player with developer kits. If you are an engineer, if you're working for an engineer firm, you're most likely ordering, or if you're just a student and you want to kind of improve your kind of robotics, artificial intelligence experience, you go and purchase some of these robotic kits. And Xilinx has been doing this for some time. Now they're just releasing a new version. So AMD wanted to showcase that. AMD and Qualcomm also announced that they are partnering up together to optimize Qualcomm's Fast Connect connectivity system for AMD's Ryzen processors. These are for the Pro 6000 series. These are the laptops meant for enterprise spending. Not something, I want to say, these two products that we're seeing here, the robotics kits and this kind of Qualcomm Wi-Fi technology, is nothing, in my opinion, revolutionary that's really gonna increase the market share of the company, but it just shows the different type of solutions that this company is hitting, and it's hitting with some big players. I mean, Qualcomm is a big player here in the Wi-Fi and 5G market. Another partnership that they recently mentioned was their partnership, or kind of their customers, at Meta Platforms. So Meta Platforms obviously uses AMD for some data center solution needs, but now with their Xilinx acquisition, they're actually using some of Xilinx RF system on chips to kind of develop their kind of Evenstar project. And this Evenstar program is led to kind of bring connectivity everywhere in the world. So here, if you go to Meta Connectivity, they actually have a website where they talk a little bit more about Evenstar and how they're trying to bring kind of global connectivity. Again, at the end of the day, this is good for Meta Platforms, right? Because they want to be able to bring their Oculus kind of metaverse everywhere around the world. So pretty interesting there. The final cool thing about AMD, on May 10th, they did release some new graphics cards in their 6000 series graphics card line. These are pretty much refreshed, and this is normal. I do believe we are going to start seeing the next generation of AMD's RDNA 3 architecture later this year. So what they try to do is they try to get rid of a lot of that inventory, either by doing new refresh or kind of just releasing new cards with that kind of old technology. We're seeing a lot of its competitors doing it right now as well. So finally, I just want to take a quick look. Even with the stock price up about 8-9% yesterday, this is still a stock trading at under 19 forward EV to EBITDA ratio. And I do believe this is a company right now that is looking pretty attractive. I personally believe that this is a stock with the semiconductor industry that can continue to see volatility, but in the long term of things, this is a stock that I don't mind holding and kind of riding the whole ride up. For me, anything under 100 is what I really enjoy. Anything under 110 is more like small prices here and there, and just trying to increase a little bit by little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.